everyone, welcome back to the fourth or fifth installment in my makeup collection and declutter series. I am wearing the same jumper I wore yesterday. Don't judge me, I love it and it's cozy. And I live in Scotland and it's very cold here. So yeah, today we are going to jump in and we're going to try and quickly go through my blush, bronzer, contour and kind of face powder drawer and look at my collection and then declutter whatever needs to go. And I think we should just jump into it, not beat around the bush. So let's go. So first up, let's do the blush drawer. I do have quite a few blushes and I really enjoy blush. I'd never go a day without it. So let's start with the one that I'm wearing right now. The Anastasia Beverly Hills Peachy Love Blush Trio. Looks like this. I've got the shades Nectarine and Miami on my cheeks. You can see it. So I have 3 of these blush kits. I've also got Pink Passion, which looks like this. And I've also got, what is this? Cocktail Party. So out of the 3 of these, I probably reach for Peachy Love and Pink Passion the most, and I can pass on Cocktail Party because I don't really use it that much, and I'm sure someone I know will get a lot more use out of it than I will. So we will declutter that and keep these 2. Then sticking with the ABH theme, I've got 2 of the new blush kits. If you want to see a full review on these, I will link it up here and you can see. I'm going to keep both of these because I do really like them. I'll just show you them quickly. This is the Radiant kit. And these is the Gradient kit, which is a lot darker. I'm going to keep both of these because I do reach for them and I do like them, so I'm going to keep them. Next up, I've got my Milani Luminoso blush. This is what it looks like. I've lost a nail, don't judge. I am going to keep this because I really love it. It's just a gorgeous peach blush. It's got a little bit of shimmer to it, so it really kind of brings something extra, and I'm going to keep it. Then I've got my little Diddy Dandelion blush, and this is one of the wee mini ones that you can pick up in Boots in like the Isle of Doom area, and I think it's about £10, and this is probably my favourite box blush, that Benefit Do, so I'm going to keep a hold of that because I don't want to get rid of it. Then you'll recognise this from last year's MAC Nutcracker Christmas collection. This has a blush and a highlight in it, which looks like this. I love this and I do reach for it quite a lot, so I'm going to keep a hold of it. It's also my only MAC blush, so I don't want to get rid of it. Next up, I've got 2 kind of classic old school drugstore blushes, and these are the Natural collection. This is Peach Melba and Pink Cloud. I'm going to hold on to both of these because I really love them. They are so inexpensive but so good. I cannot bash them and I'm keeping them both. Next up, I've got an itty bitty little mini NARS Orgasm. For some reason, I just never reach for this and I don't know why. I'm going to put a wee bit on. Oh, that is pretty. I'm just going to keep it. Next up, I have 2 Wonderland Cosmetics blushes. You can get these on Instagram or through their shop, but I heard of them through Instagram. These are what they look like. I'm going to hold on to the lighter pink shade, which is called Go Go Girly, and I'm going to declutter Popping Pink because I never reach for that. But it's a nice formula. It's quite like a MAC formula, actually. Next up, I've got a Colourpop. This is in the shade Thumper, which looks like this. It's one of their Super Shock formulas, so it's like a, what, cream to powder kind of thing? Slash it's a mystery and no one actually knows what it's made of. So I'm going to pass this on because I never reach for it. I don't really like cream blushes. Then I've got 2 of my favourite other drugstore blushes. These are the little Rimmel blushes. This is in Santa Rose, this one, and this one is Live Pink. I'm going to keep them both because I love them. And Santa Rose is a really close dupe of Benefit Dandelion. I have a little single Makeup Revolution one, and this is called Bang Bang You're Dead. It's one of the Vivid Baked blushers and I love it so much. It's so vibrant, and also it's got a little bit of sparkle in it, which just helps bring a little bit of life to your cheeks. So I'm going to hold on to it. The lid did fall off, but that always happens. Then I have this Revlon like kind of shimmer brick thing, and this is in the shade Peach Glow. I never reach for this though, so I am just going to declutter it. So my drawer probably doesn't look like I did very much, but I decluttered 4 items, which I think is not too bad. So let's now move on to bronzers. The first one here I can see is the Milani Baked Bronzer, and this is in the shade 04 Glow. I'm going to keep a hold of this because I absolutely love it, and it's quite new to me as well, and it's really nice, so I'm going to keep it. Then I've got the Makeup Revolution Baked Bronzer, and it looks like this, quite a similar look, and this is in the shade Ready to Go. Another great drugstore bronzer, so I'm going to hold on to that. Another drugstore bronzer that I have is this NYX bronzer. This is the matte bronzer, and this is in the shade Light, and it is a No Way Light. I've obviously hit pan on this because I've used it quite a lot, but I was using it when I was a lot more tanned. I'm very pale now, so I'm going to declutter this. And I've got two of the Soap & Glory Solar Powders. One is very well loved and very well used. It looks like this. And then this is what it looks like brand new. I love it so much, that's why I've got a backup, so I would highly recommend these bronzers, so yeah, go and get them if you need a bronzer. Then I've got the classic NARS Laguna. I've had this for a long time, but I've still not hit pan on it. This is a really nice bronzer. It's quite dark, so I just use a light hand, but I'm not going to declutter it because it was so expensive, and I do like it. Then I've got this little collection trio set. You'll have seen this in my highlight declutter. I keep it for the bronzer and the blush as opposed to the highlight, but I do really like those two powders, so I am going to keep this. This is a real classic one. This is the Bourjois chocolate one, and as you can see, I've dramatically hit pan, but this is a really nice product, and I am going to put this in the bin because it's quite old, and I'm going to replace it. So I do love it, and I'm going to replace it, but I'll declutter this particular one. You'll recognise this from my highlight declutter as well. This is the Naked Blushed palette in the style Native. I keep it for the bronzer and the blush, kind of. It's very vibrant, but it's really nice. But yeah, I use the bronzer mostly, that's why it's kept in this drawer. Again, the highlights pants, but I'm going to keep this. I like it. And that was super expensive too, so I'm keeping it. Really new to me, but I really enjoy the I've used it probably 2 or 3 times. This is the Collection Precision Contouring pencil crayon. You can just draw it on so precisely, and then it buffs out into gorgeousness. So I'm definitely keeping a hold of this. It's lovely, and it's so inexpensive. Next up, I have this Illamasqua Pro Sculpt, is that what it's called? Sculpting Powder Duo. This is in the shade Illuminate and Nefertiti. The top shade's a bit too light, but the bottom shade's lovely for contouring. It's a lovely product. And I've actually got another one from Illamasqua, but this is actually a bronzer in Glint and Ra. So this should go in my bronzer drawer, but I'm actually going to declutter this because I just never reach for it. Then probably my all-time favourite contour, and I've actually just placed an online order to buy another one, is this Bobbi Brown eyeshadow. And this is, yeah, like I said, an eyeshadow in the shade number 30 Wheat. So you can see how much there I've used. This is an eyeshadow, but this is the perfect colour. If you have pale skin like me, this is just the most incredible contour shade, and it gives you the most naturally defined cheeks ever, your jaw, your nose, everything. I cannot recommend this enough. It's so expensive for an eyeshadow, and it is quite little, but because I use it for contouring, I don't mind spending that money on it, so highly recommend. Then another one you'll recognise from my highlight video is the Makeup Forever Pro Sculpting Duo. Again, I won't talk about this. I really just keep it for the highlight, so I'm actually just going to pop it into my highlight drawer. Another classic in the collection is Benefit Hoola. This one is very well used and loved, and this one is pretty much brand new, so I'm going to keep both because they're gorgeous and they're lovely products, and I would never get rid of them, to be honest. Hoola's probably slightly too orange for me, but again, I can make it work. If I'm tanning, it's the perfect colour. So staying with contour, but moving on to kits, I have 4. So I've got 2 from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I've got the powder and the cream. I love these both. I use them both. So I'm going to keep this, obviously, because that's expensive as well. And I've got the cream contour kit. Again, I actually do use a lot more of these shades than I do in the powder. I've actually used all 6. I really love this kit. If you get this kit, I really love this. It blends out beautifully, but I will say the creams are quite dry in the pan, so it's best to add a bit of oil to the creams. So I just put 1 drop of the ABH hydrating oil into the pan before I use it, and then it means it's just this lovely creamy base. So yeah, highly recommend and not decluttering. Next up I have the iconic London contour kit. Again, a cream contour kit. This is really lovely. I found that with this contour kit I don't need to use any oil or any kind of liquid to make it really creamy, so that's a good thing, and I'm not going to declutter this because it is fab. For a drugstore option for contouring, I cannot recommend this enough, honestly. This is the Makeup Revolution contour kit, and this is in Fair, and as you can see I've made my way through some of them. I'm going to hit pan on this very soon. I've already hit pan on this. I don't really reach for these top shades or this one, but considering this is only £8 or £10 for these 3 shades, I still think that's a bargain, and these are incredible. They are so cool toned, it's amazing. This is just as good as my Anastasia contour kit, so if you're maybe thinking about that but you don't have the budget for it, or you want to try contouring first before you kind of jump in and buy something very expensive, I can't recommend this enough. Go and buy it now. And last but not least, let's tackle the face powders. So a few that I'm just definitely not getting rid of is the Kat Von D Locket powder and my Laura Mercier translucent powder. These are both wonderful for baking. I think they're incredible powders. They're both very finely milled. They sit under the eyes gorgeous. They don't crease like when you put it on top of your concealer. It doesn't change the colour. It's just, they're both fabulous, and I highly recommend them both. Of course they're both expensive, but worth it. But if you want an option from the drugstore, it's drugstore price, but you can't like pick it up in Superdrug or Boots. The RCMA is incredible. This is the translucent. I've also tried the no colour, but I definitely prefer translucent because it doesn't lighten my base. So I think this was around £9, and you get 3 ounces in this, whereas for example you get 0.67 ounces in here. So you get a crap ton of product for a very cheap price, and it's a very good product too, so I highly recommend, and I won't declutter that. One of my favourite drugstore powders is the Maybelline Matte Maker. I have a new one and a very old one, so I'll declutter this one. I just feel my makeup looks flawless when I wear this powder, so I highly recommend and will keep. Then I have this collection Lasting Perfection, so this matches the foundation and concealer. This is in the shade 01 Fair, and actually I feel like it's too dark for me. Like, it deepens my foundation when I wear it. I don't know, probably looks nice and light there, but it's slightly too dark for me. So I'm going to declutter this, but I would quite like to pick up the translucent version when I'm next in store. One other one that I'll declutter is the Rimmel Lasting Finish. I loved this powder while I had it, but I've hit pan and I just can't pick up any product on my brush. I love this product so much, and this is actually my 3rd one. It adds coverage to your foundation because it is a powder foundation as opposed to just a face powder. It is actually called powder foundation waterproof buildable coverage. This lasts ages on skin. It gives coverage to your already covered base, or you could use it alone I guess, but I love this powder, so I'm going to declutter this one and grab a new one when I'm in store. Then I have 2 MAC powders. This is the Mineralized Skin Finish, and this is the MAC Studio Fix. I'm going to keep both because I love both and I use them both regularly. Studio Fix again gives you a bit more coverage. Mineralized just sets your base to perfection. Then I've got my Clinique Stay Matte Sheer Press Powder Oil Free in 01 Stay Buff, and this is what remains of it. I don't reach for this much anymore because I've hit pan. I don't know, there's something about hitting pan, I don't really like using it anymore, but the reason I'm going to keep this is because again, this is what I wore on my wedding day with my Clinique foundation, so yeah, I'm going to keep a hold of it just for sentimental reasons, but I don't really reach for it. Then I have a pot of the W7 Banana Dreams powder. This is a very yellow toned face powder. It doesn't suit me, so I'm going to declutter this and pass it on because it's too yellow for my particular skin tone, but I've heard that it works really well on people that it does actually suit. So hopefully this was a pretty quick video today, just showing you those 3 kind of categories. And actually I think this probably brings us to the end of this series, really. The only other thing I can think of is like eyeliners, mascaras, single eyeshadows, and then setting sprays. But I'm not sure that anyone would really care about that. And like I've mentioned before, but I think I forgot to mention in the last one, makeup that I'm decluttering, I either chuck it in the bin if it's old or pass it on to friends and family if it's still in like good condition. I'm not going to give them something that's like heavily used though, unless they really want it. Probably won't. But anyway, thank you for joining me today, and please give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe, follow my Instagram, Makemeupmissa, and yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.